are against plastic surgery. So, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have you three read this. Go ahead and split it up so that you are reading portions at a time. Okay. So I'm going to have you guys read. Boom, boom, boom. Read your chunk and at least gain the main arguments out of your chunk. Okay? And this is what I'm going to need. For the sake of being able to hear each other and share out, if I can have the folks at the smaller tables join at the larger tables just for this segment. And then what you're going to do is just go around and share out main arguments. So Shannara may say, you know, from my segment, I thought that a main argument was blah, 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 blah. And then you'd go around and jot down everybody's arguments so that you feel like you have a full set of arguments to go from for your side. Yeah? Same thing over here. Bryn and Rebecca, if you can join over here, and then you're just going to go around and go, from my readings, I found that a convincing argument was blah, 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 blah. And time-wise, ladies, we're going to give about 9 minutes to this process.
So, oh, it's their money that they can spend it their own way. It's not like they have to spend it on certain things. And then oh, so they're going to share. So we can.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just be sure to write it in a way that you can express them in a way that makes sense. Ladies, if you can remember your letters, that'd be great. You ready? A, B, C, D, A, B. Yeah? A, B, C, D, A, B, C. Okay. So ladies, since you have your letters, we are now going to get into mixed groups. All right, where you take the collective wisdom of your side, and now we're going to exchange even more collective wisdom with the arguments from the opposite side. So, here we go, yo. Pay attention to the letters, please. Table A, Table B, Table C, Table D. And transitioning quickly, please. Thank you. All right, so ladies, the temptation at this point is going to be, now that you have so many convincing arguments for one side of the argument, the temptation is going to be, as you share out information, you might be tempted to go, oh yeah, well that's an interesting argument, but I have something to counter that. You know what I mean? Sort of slip into debate right away. That's going to be tempting, but what's really important is that in order to come to a reasoned conclusion, we need to hear everything from both sides of the story. So what you're going to do is, what you're doing is listening for the sake of understanding the arguments of the other side and jotting down the key points from the other side so that when you look at your sheet, you have a well-balanced and fully fleshed out picture of both sides of the argument. Okay? So the temptation is to slip into debate. I don't want to hear it though. Yeah? Okay, so write down the team members who are for and against, and then please start sharing out information. And this is a 6-minute process. Thank you.
So, nobody is forcing anyone to get cosmetic/plastic surgery. It is their values, not yours, so they have freedom of choice. Scary stories about plastic surgery were from 30 years ago. They are not like plastic surgery today. Technology is improving alongside the process.
So maybe like if you're halfway through and then decide, do I really want this anyway? And so females, like sometimes it's not the females deciding, it's females, like sometimes it's the males, like the partners deciding, or and then it becomes dangerous because there could be surprise doctors, you know.
Thank you so much for your eager participation. So at this point we are going to transition into determine some options and discuss what you think. So at this point, whatever role you have taken on, whether it was yours or not, you may drop that and become yourselves. So Raven, congratulations, you are Raven again. Knowing all this information that was uncovered through our resources and information exchange, now you get to be yourself and think about, well, knowing all this, what do you think some of the options are? Okay? So obviously this is a yes or no question, and you can answer it yes or no. But do you think there are more subtle answers that could be developed? In which case, go ahead and start writing them down and discuss some of the pros and cons of that particular decision. And so this next segment, the options that you develop would be put into the area that is called list possible solutions, oddly enough. Okay? So please move on to discussion and determining the pros and cons. This will be about 15 minutes. I lied. About 12 minutes.
Okay, so I guess we can scan it.
So can I ask something? Is that, so do you feel like there is an all or none kind of answer, right? Ban everything or allow everything no matter what. Are there any like more subtle solutions?
Oh, so like in between.
So is, like, especially as you take a look at some of the data around what's being done, what are people getting, and what are some of the riskier procedures or more safe procedures, or which are the tested and untested options, and do you want to sort of blanket say yes, blanket say no, or are there sort of criteria that you'd like to think about? I don't know, but you're trying to think about lots of options that are possible and go, well, what would be the benefit of allowing everything? What would be the cost of allowing everything?
Could you like have an idea for like lowering the cost or something?
I don't know. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these are your solutions that you're coming up with. I'm just trying to get you to think about more options than simply yes or simply no. Okay. Can I ask you something? So we did the media literacy thing, and clearly there's a lot of messages around what is beautiful and how people feel good or bad based on mass media, right? Do you think that will change? So I guess the bug I want to put into your head is, if you raise the prices, okay, it's true, it'll cut off access to some, but is the desire any less? In which case, will people still sacrifice no matter what the price? Because the society still says beauty is beauty is beauty, and it's desired, and you have to have it, and if you don't have it, you're no good. Just putting that into your head.
Well, we both are the same thing.
Which is?
Which is we're against banning it.
Because?
Oh.
Okay. So, and how do you defray, or like, how do you counter some of these arguments that say, look at all these negative impacts? Well, you've been exposed to a lot of arguments that say why your position would be a bad one. What would you say to those folks? Are you gonna say, no, we're not gonna ban it because everything's free choice? I don't care what you say. Is that your position?
Like my position is more like it shouldn't be banned because it's something that it's not like you. Okay, so it's not like something that anybody's forcing you to do. Like they might in your personal life, but not like it's not like the government's forcing you to do anything. So it's your choice and it's your money. So you can spend it how you want. It can be dangerous, but a lot of people have been satisfied with it.
And this whole idea of equity that came up in the arguments, the people who are the equity. So like people saying, well, it's an expensive procedure. You say it's your money and do what you want, but then that just allows for the rich to be able to be beautiful. And
That's why we made a rule that
oh, so there are conditions.
Insurance
Oh, fascinating.
need it really bad, like for a medical.
Who gets to determine who needs it really badly?
Not if it's something that you were born with, like big nose or something, and you weren't satisfied with your big nose, you can pay for it yourself. But if it's something that like you got burned, or like it's a medical condition that you weren't born with,
So it's still accessible only to people who can afford it in terms of wanting to look more beautiful than they were born with.